Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English Podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jack. It's wonderful to have you with us today.
Before we dive into today's topic, please remember to subscribe to Learn English Podcast. It really helps us continue creating these episodes and ensures you get notified whenever we release new content.
Yes, your support means everything to us. So today we're going to explore a fascinating topic: how to talk about dreams in everyday English.
And when we say dreams, we're actually talking about two different meanings. There are the dreams we have when we're sleeping, and then there are our dreams for the future, our aspirations and goals.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that English uses the same word for both concepts, but the way we talk about them is quite different.
Right. So let's start with sleeping dreams, those images, stories, and experiences that happen in our minds while we're asleep.
The most basic way to talk about this is simply to say, I had a dream, or I dreamed about something. For example, I had a dream last night, or I dreamed about flying.
Notice that we can say either I dreamed or I dreamt. Both are correct. Dreamed is more common in American English, while dreamt is often used in British English, though both are acceptable everywhere.
Good point. Now, when describing a dream, we typically use the past tense because we're recounting something that already happened in our sleep.
Right. You might say, I had the strangest dream last night, or I dreamed that I was back in high school.
And people often start describing their dreams by saying, I had this dream where, followed by the scenario. I had this dream where I could breathe underwater.
Or you might say, I dreamed that, followed by a complete sentence. I dreamed that my teeth were falling out. Or I dreamed that I won the lottery.
Now, dreams can be positive or negative. For good dreams, we might say, I had a nice dream, or I had a pleasant dream, or even, I had an amazing dream.
And for disturbing dreams, we have specific vocabulary. A nightmare is a very frightening or unpleasant dream.
I had a nightmare last night, or I had a terrible nightmare about being chased. Nightmares are specifically the scary ones.
You might also say, I had a bad dream, which is less intense than a nightmare, or I had a disturbing dream, or I had an unsettling dream.
Some dreams are so vivid and realistic that they feel real. You might say, I had such a vivid dream, or the dream felt so real.
Vivid means clear and detailed, almost lifelike. I had a vivid dream about my childhood home. I could see every detail.
On the other hand, some dreams are confusing or don't make sense. You might say, I had a really weird dream, or I had the strangest dream.
It was such a bizarre dream, or it made no sense at all, are also common ways to describe confusing dreams.
Now, let's talk about recurring dreams. These are dreams that happen repeatedly. I keep having this dream where I'm trying to run but can't move.
You might say, I have recurring dreams about something, or I keep dreaming about something. I keep dreaming about my old apartment.
And there's an interesting expression, like a recurring nightmare, which people use metaphorically to describe situations in real life that keep happening unpleasantly.
Right, like dealing with this paperwork is like a recurring nightmare.
Now, what about when you can't remember your dreams? You might say, I don't remember my dreams, or my dreams fade as soon as I wake up.
Or, I rarely remember my dreams, or I forget my dreams immediately.
Some people say, I don't dream when they mean they don't remember dreaming, though scientifically everyone dreams during sleep.
That's true. The accurate way to say it would be, I don't remember my dreams, rather than claiming you don't dream at all.
Now, there's a special type of dream called a lucid dream, where you're aware that you're dreaming while the dream is happening.
You might say, I had a lucid dream where I realized I was dreaming and could control what happened.
This is fascinating to many people. I'm trying to learn how to have lucid dreams, or I sometimes become lucid in my dreams.
Let's talk about common dream themes. Many people dream about falling, flying, being chased, or losing teeth.
You might say, I often dream about falling, or last night I dreamed I could fly.
These common dream themes are often discussed, and people sometimes try to interpret what they mean.
Which brings us to dream interpretation. Some people believe dreams have symbolic meanings.
You might say, I wonder what this dream means, or I'm trying to interpret my dream, or I think my dream was trying to tell me something.
There are even dream dictionaries that claim to explain dream symbols, though this isn't scientific.
Right. Someone might say, I looked up what it means to dream about water, or according to dream interpretation, that symbolizes change.
Now let's discuss some idioms and expressions related to sleeping dreams. One common phrase is in your dreams, which is actually a way of saying something is unlikely or won't happen.
If someone says, I'm going to win the lottery, you might jokingly respond, in your dreams, meaning that's not going to happen.
It's a playful way of saying someone is being unrealistic.
Another expression is not in your wildest dreams, which means something is beyond what you could even imagine.
I never thought I'd meet a celebrity, not in my wildest dreams.
And beyond my wildest dreams describes something that exceeded all expectations.
The trip was beyond my wildest dreams, means it was even better than you imagined it could be.
Now, let's shift to the other meaning of dreams, our aspirations, goals, and hopes for the future.
This is a really important area of conversation because people often ask about your dreams and ambitions.
When we talk about this kind of dream, we usually say, my dream is to, followed by a verb. My dream is to travel the world, or my dream is to start my own business.
You can also say, I dream of, followed by a noun or gerund. I dream of becoming a doctor, or I dream of living by the ocean.
Notice that when we talk about future dreams, we often use present tense, my dream is, even though we're talking about something in the future.
That's because the dream itself exists now, even if the achievement is in the future.
You might also hear people say, I've always dreamed of doing something. I've always dreamed of learning to play piano.
This emphasizes that it's been a long-term aspiration.
Now, there are different types of dreams or goals. A lifelong dream is something you've wanted your entire life.
It's been my lifelong dream to visit Japan, or publishing a novel is my lifelong dream.
A childhood dream is something you wanted since you were young.
Being an astronaut was my childhood dream, or I had this childhood dream of owning a horse.
Sometimes these dreams change. You might say, I gave up on that dream, or I let go of that dream.
Or more positively, I achieved my dream, or I realized my dream, or I fulfilled my dream.
After years of hard work, I finally achieved my dream of becoming a chef.
Now, some dreams are big and ambitious. We might call these big dreams or use the phrase dream big.
Don't be afraid to dream big is encouraging someone to have ambitious goals.
You might also say, I have big dreams, or I'm a big dreamer.
On the other hand, some people have more modest aspirations. I don't have big dreams. I just want a simple, happy life.
And that's perfectly valid. Not everyone's dreams involve fame or fortune.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about pursuing your dreams. You might say, I'm chasing my dreams, or I'm pursuing my dreams.
I moved to New York to chase my dreams. Or, she's pursuing her dream of becoming a singer.
You can also say, I'm following my dreams, or I'm working toward my dream.
I'm working toward my dream of opening a restaurant shows active effort.
Sometimes people have to make sacrifices for their dreams. I'm sacrificing a lot to pursue my dream, or I gave up a stable job to follow my dream.
This shows dedication and commitment to making the dream happen.
Now, not all dreams come true. You might say, my dream didn't work out, or I had to abandon my dream.
Or, reality got in the way of my dreams. Or, life took me in a different direction.
These phrases acknowledge that sometimes circumstances prevent us from achieving what we hoped for.
But there's also the phrase, never give up on your dreams, which is motivational and encouraging.
No matter how hard it gets, never give up on your dreams is something you might say to encourage someone.
Let's talk about realistic versus unrealistic dreams. An unrealistic dream, or pipe dream, is something that's unlikely to happen.
Becoming a professional athlete at 40 is kind of a pipe dream, acknowledges that something is improbable.
A pipe dream specifically refers to a hope or plan that's unlikely to be realized.
On the other hand, a realistic goal or achievable dream is something that's within reach.
Starting a small business is a realistic goal, or my dream is ambitious but achievable.
Now, there's a beautiful expression, living the dream. This is what you say when you're doing exactly what you want to be doing.
Often it's used ironically or sarcastically. If someone asks, how's work, and you're doing something tedious, you might say, oh, living the dream.
But it can also be genuine. I'm working at my favorite company in my favorite city. I'm really living the dream.
Another phrase is dream come true. This describes when something you hoped for actually happens.
Getting this job is a dream come true. Or meeting my favorite author was a dream come true.
You might also say something exceeded my dreams or surpassed my dreams if it was even better than expected.
The experience exceeded my wildest dreams, shows it was better than you imagined.
Now let's discuss dream job. This is the ideal job you'd love to have.
Working at that company would be my dream job. Or what's your dream job?
Similarly, there are dream homes, dream vacations, and dream cars, the ideal versions of these things.
We're saving up for our dream home. Or a trip to New Zealand is my dream vacation.
These phrases show your ideal preference for something.
Let's talk about how to ask people about their dreams and aspirations.
The most direct question is, what's your dream? Or what are your dreams?
You might also ask, what do you dream of doing? Or if you could do anything, what would it be?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years is a common interview question that asks about goals and aspirations.
What are your goals is similar to asking about dreams, though it sounds a bit more practical and less whimsical.
Do you have any big plans for the future? Is another way to ask about someone's dreams and ambitions.
Now, some people are uncomfortable talking about their dreams because they're afraid of judgment or failure.
That's true. You might say, I'm hesitant to share my dreams, or I keep my dreams to myself.
Or, I don't like to talk about my dreams in case they don't work out.
But many people find it helpful to share their dreams. Talking about my dreams makes them feel more real, or I need to voice my dreams to make them happen.
There's actually research showing that sharing goals can help with accountability.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about dreams that have evolved or changed over time.
You might say, my dreams have changed over the years, or I have different dreams now than I did 10 years ago.
As I've gotten older, my dreams have become more focused, or my priorities have shifted.
This shows personal growth and changing perspectives.
Some people have forgotten dreams, things they once wanted but haven't thought about in years.
I'd forgotten that I used to dream of being a dancer, or I rediscovered an old dream recently.
Let's discuss the relationship between dreams and reality. There's often a tension between idealistic dreams and practical reality.
You might say, I'm trying to balance my dreams with reality, or I need to be realistic about my dreams.
Or, I'm a dreamer, but I'm also practical, shows someone who has aspirations but stays grounded.
Some people say, I'm more of a realist than a dreamer, which means they focus on practical goals rather than lofty ambitions.
And there's the phrase, get your head out of the clouds, which means to stop daydreaming and focus on reality.
Though this can be a bit negative, it suggests someone is being too unrealistic.
On the positive side, there's reach for the stars, which encourages ambitious dreaming.
Shoot for the moon is similar. It means to aim high.
Even if you don't reach the moon, you'll land among the stars, as the saying goes.
That's a beautiful sentiment. Now, let's talk about inspiring others to dream.
You might say, I want to inspire others to follow their dreams, or I hope my story encourages people to dream big.
Teachers, parents, and mentors often say, you can be anything you want to be, or your dreams are valid.
Though these are encouraging phrases meant to build confidence and ambition.
Though some people criticize this as unrealistic. The debate between encouraging big dreams versus being practical is ongoing.
That's true. Finding the balance is important.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything related to talking about dreams in English.
We really have explored both meanings thoroughly, from the dreams we have while sleeping to the dreams we chase while awake.
The key is to practice using these expressions in context so they become natural in your conversations.
And remember to subscribe to Learn English Podcast so you can continue learning with us.
Thanks so much for listening today, everyone.
We'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.
Keep dreaming and keep practicing your English.